Hey, it's Adam, and I'm gonna do another makeup tutorial for you. I was sent some amazing makeup by Valentino Beauty. It's like a beautiful packaging sampling of their new beauty line, and I'm going to do a face using mostly all their stuff that they sent me, and I might fill in the gaps a little bit with my own products as well. So here we go. First is brows, and I'm going to use the new Brow Trio from Valentino. This is interesting. I'm just trying this for the first time, so I might look a little crazy. I'm used to using powder lately, but this is a pencil, but it has like that great flat shape to it. I love this pencil, it's beautiful. The color's really easy to build, doesn't look too dark. I use shadow usually because my eyebrows are kind of heavy and bushy, so it's quicker. But I think if you had really much finer eyebrows, this would be like where you'd want to start for sure. There's a little pen too, like an eyebrow. Wow, nice. And just so you know, this is an pencil, is the Eyebrow Trio in taupe is the color. Comes with a little spoolie on the end. Great, cool. All 3-in-1. Now I'm gonna use the Valentino Twin Liner, and it's got like a dark blue pencil. And then what I'd usually do is I take like a small round brush like this, and I just smudge it in. And now I'm taking the NARS Tinted Smudge Proof Eyeshadow Base. It's very easy. A little goes a long way. Now I'm gonna get into their eyeshadow palette. There's like this, which I think is sort of like a softer neutral, and then there's some more extreme colors in the underneath this little thing, which is so cool. How about the packaging, right? It comes with 2 little brushes, which is great, but I'm gonna use my own just because I'm used to these ones. This is called Palazzo, this color here. Nice pigmentation, it's really rich. And like I always say, it can be a little messy to start. It's the more you blend in everything, you won't notice any blotchiness or anything like that. I'm also gonna take a pencil. This is a MAC pencil called Teddy, and it's a soft liner and it's brown. And when I do this, I go in the waterline, but I'm also kind of dragging it in between the eyelashes so that a little bit gets underneath the eye. Because I'm gonna take this and smudge that as well. Taking another brown brush, and I'm taking the shade that's here that's like a brown called Dusk. It's like a sort of a metallic dark brown, which is similar to the color of that pencil, but whenever you use those soft pencils that you smudge, I think it's kind of important to set them with something, and that's why eyeshadow does so well on top of them, and then they don't move around. Now I'm just doing it on the bottom because I've left that eyeliner from Valentino on the top. And now I'm gonna take, they have a color in this palette as well up here called Rosso. And I'm just gonna use my finger because it's nice and soft. Put that right in the center of the lid. And then underneath there's a color called Pearl. Yeah, the pigmentation of these is really, really good. And now I'm also gonna take one of the colors in that bottom one called Poudre Base. I'm just using all 4 of them to have fun with it. Going back over the crease. This is actually gonna soften it because this color is like a tan. It's like a lighter tan. That other one was sort of like a soft brown. So I'm kind of just softening the tone of it a little bit. And now I'm gonna go into my favorite Pat McGrath into this palette with the brown. Add a little bit just to the outside. Since this was sort of like a navy blue, I'm gonna do something kind of crazy, and I'm gonna use this Pat McGrath Ultraviolet Blue Pressed Pigment. And I'm gonna go over the top of that. I'm actually gonna take the Valentino, on the bottom pan, there's a black. It's kind of like a sheen to it, so I think it's like a satin sheen. I'm just gonna hit the corner once on this eye. Just the outside corner, just for more dimension. Just adding a little more of that tan. I wanna pronounce that inner corner just a little bit more. Sometimes I'm gonna take that brown again. I'm kind of following the shape that we already have, but I'm just defining the edge of it a little bit more. So I'm kind of like slightly blending it up into the brow. I took a teeny bar of that brown on this fluffy brush. And I'm just getting the corners. I'm just taking a little more of that blue with my finger and just hitting the center of the lid a little bit. I think when you put on eyeshadow with your finger, it goes on obviously a lot more heavy. I'm going into my bright colors here because I want the blue to pop a little bit more. So I'm just gonna add some of this B5, this really bright blue, just a little bit. And I'm kind of doing it above the darker color so that it kind of graduates a little. Now I'm gonna take the Valentino, it's called Dream Dust. And it's like kind of a silver glitter and it's in a sort of a cream texture. I'm gonna use a flat brush. And I'm kind of brushing it over that whole area right there. This is cool too because it's like somewhere in between a cream and a loose glitter, which makes it really easy to work with. It's not falling all over the place, but it's going on like a loose, which is really clever. I'm gonna use the Makeup Forever concealer palette and a flat brush. I'm using the darker of the two shades. This is the Very Valentino foundation that they sent. The shade is MN3. To be honest, I don't know if this is my shade, so we're gonna, it looks like it's roughly somewhere where I need it to be. It might be a little dark, but let's see. I'm gonna use this brush, foundation brush. Yeah, this isn't quite my color, but how are they supposed to know that? They sent me a beautiful gift. So, you know, it's a little olive for me, I think. It's also hard to tell because this mirror, everything, all the pink in my skin comes out. I'm using the lighter of the shades on the concealer palette. Remember, the trick is don't only put light concealer right here, blend it down onto the face a little bit. Makes a big difference. Now that it's kind of sitting, the color actually is pretty. Now I'm gonna take a little of the Valentino. This is like a base or top coat illuminator. So this is sort of like a peachy bronze kind of color. Usually I do highlight like it's like a lighter shade, but I think this will give me a little more of like a glow. This is nice because it's not really obvious and there's not a lot of like, it's just like a luminizer. It doesn't have a lot of like darkness in it. Little tip I have is to, if you're gonna do the a highlight, bring it up onto here a little bit next to your eye. It's a really nice effect. And if you have shaved into the side of your head like I have, you can even like push it into like that edge. I'm gonna add a little more. I like this because it's easy to build it. It doesn't go on too heavy right away. It's definitely a very bronzed look. Now I'm gonna take a little bit of this, which is a Makeup Forever Ultralight Soft Light. It's also a luminizer, but it's like in a lighter color. It's like a pearly kind of color. I'm gonna put that higher up above what I just did. And I'm just gonna use my finger. And then I am going to just go back in really lightly with this soft brush. Pull the edges out of the eyeshadow again. Now I'm going to try this is also Valentino. This came with the gift. This is a On The Move Perfecting Powder. It's nice. It has like a slight like soft sheen to it, which I think will help blur the light, which I love. And it comes with this beautiful brush underneath. See, it goes underneath there. This came with it, which is really nice. It's like almost like a kabuki brush. Yeah, it's pretty. It has like a dewiness to it. I'm basically setting what I just did a little bit underneath, but more so on the inside. Should I do a lip?
Should I do a lip?
They sent me all this amazing lip color, so maybe I should. I'm gonna skip lip liner. And this is a matte lipstick, which is really cool. It's very vivid, I like it. I'm gonna use this Valentino. This is Eye to Cheek Dual Use Blush and Shadow. It's a really like deep mauve color, so I'm gonna use a really soft brush, kind of using it as a contour. I love using, if you like wanna put color and you just don't wanna do too much, these are great because it just does a little bit at a time. You can build. I like that Robert Palmer video is Simply Irresistible right now. That is a little heavy, but like I put it there and then I can like blend it in. Now I'm gonna take my Valentino mascara. And for a little finishing touch, I'm gonna take my little Stila Smoky Storm and kind of add this just to the lower corner and onto this part of the eye. I really like doing that.